Dear brothers and sisters, there was a well-known politician in Australia who claimed to be a committed Catholic, but most of his decisions went against the Bible and the Church's teaching. Occasionally he could be seen at Mass and even receiving the Eucharist, but his lifestyle had nothing to do with the authentic Christianity. That politician came to my mind when I was preparing this homily. The Pharisees from today's Gospel had a problem. They didn't live according to what they preached. That is why Jesus said, "Do not be guided by what they do, since they do not practice what they preach. They tie up heavy burdens and lay them on men's shoulders, but will they lift a finger to move them? Not they. Everything they do is done to attract attention." Very often the Lord called them hypocrites. They were public figures as the politician I mentioned earlier used to be. To many Catholics I spoke to, that politician was clearly a modern-time Pharisee for whom they offered a lot of prayers. But, having said that, I guess, to some extent, we are all hypocrites and can be called Pharisees. Sometimes human weakness doesn't allow us to find the correlation between what we do or say and what we believe in. It happens that we pretend before others to be who we are not. However, Jesus knows our way of thinking. He knows our heart's intentions. We don't have to pretend before Him. We just need to accept that we are God's beloved children in constant need of His mercy. We just have to try to live up to who we are with humble hearts. Humility is an important aspect of our faith. Jesus wants us to understand that anyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and anyone who humbles himself will be exalted. It is through humility and through our willingness to live a life of authenticity that we find ourselves truly close to Jesus. In today's second reading, we are reminded of the loving and selfless example set by the apostles. St. Paul wrote that they did not seek praise and recognition, but instead shared the good news with the Thessalonians like a mother feeding and looking after her own children. They were genuine in their love for God's people, and therefore they touched the hearts of those to whom they preached the gospel. My dear friends, let us do our best and serve the church community without seeking recognition and praise for our good deeds and piety. Let us seek to help our neighbor with a sacrificial heart, not for our own glory, but for the greater glory of God. Let us be like the apostles who assisted early believers with humility and authenticity, being ready to hand over to them not only the good news, but their whole lives as well. Also, let us take to heart the message of Malachi from today's first reading, who criticized the Jewish priests who had lost their reverence for God and had allowed their own pride to overshadow their sacred obligations. Malachi called for a return to true worship, accenting great significance of a genuine and sincere relationship with Him. May we offer our lives as living sacrifices to God with humble and sincere hearts, rejecting any form of hypocrisy.